Did you know that more than 70% of your dog's immunity is in the gut? And that the right nutrition can prevent disease, allergies, and infections, even before the first symptoms? In this eye-opening video, you'll discover how to boost your dog's immune system through food using natural ingredients, functional foods, and nutritional strategies that actually work. Watch to the end and transform your best friend's health with the power of nutrition. The immune system is your dog's first line of defense against bacteria, viruses, fungi, parasites, and environmental toxins. It works as a sophisticated network of cells, tissues, and organs that work together to protect the body. And just like in humans, the foundation for a strong immune system starts with what you put on your plate. Or rather, in the feeder. Dogs that eat unbalanced or consume ultra-processed foods for long periods may have low immunity, a greater propensity to infections, recurrent dermatological problems, and even autoimmune diseases. The good news is that correct nutrition has the power to reverse this situation, naturally strengthening the defenses of the canine body. And it all starts with a clear understanding of the essential nutrients that act directly on immune support. The basis of everything is the quality of the proteins. They are fundamental for the construction and regeneration of immune system cells. Highly digestible animal protein sources, such as lean beef, skinless chicken, fish, and eggs, provide the amino acids needed to keep immune function in full working order. Diets low in protein or with vegetable protein of low biological value can weaken the animal's immune response. In addition, it is essential to ensure the proper balance of healthy fats, especially essential fatty acids. Omega-3, found in fish such as sardines and salmon, as well as flaxseed oil, has anti-inflammatory properties that help modulate the immune system, balancing the response against infections without provoking overreactions. Omega-6, present in vegetable oils such as sunflower or corn, is also important, but needs to be in balance with omega-3. Excess omega-6 without compensation can increase silent inflammatory processes in the dog's body. In the field of micronutrients, vitamin E is a potent natural antioxidant. It protects immune cells from free radical damage, as well as improving the cellular response against pathogens. Vitamin C, although dogs produce it naturally, can be administered in cases of oxidative stress, illness, or aging to aid in the body's recovery. Vitamin A, in turn, plays a central role in the maintenance of mucous membranes, the first physical barrier against infectious agents, in addition to participating in the production of specialized immune cells. Minerals cannot be neglected either. Zinc is essential for the multiplication of immune system cells. The deficiency of this mineral is directly associated with a drop in immunity, dry skin, and slow healing. Selenium is another mineral with high antioxidant power and participates in the formation of enzymes that neutralize free radicals. Dogs on diets low in selenium tend to get sick more often and have a higher sensitivity to infections. In addition to isolated nutrients, it is important to understand the central role of the gut in immunity. More than 70% of the body's immune cells are located in the intestinal mucosa. Therefore, maintaining the health of the gastrointestinal tract is essential for overall immunity. In this sense, the inclusion of prebiotic fibers, such as inulin, chicory, or beet pulp, can favor the growth of beneficial bacteria, such as lactobacilli, which help balance the microbiota and prevent pathogens from taking hold. But it is not enough to eat correctly. It is necessary to feed with constancy, variety, and quality. A common mistake is to repeat the same type of processed food for months or years, without varying the protein sources or without observing the specific needs of each stage of the dog's life. Puppies, adults, and seniors have different nutritional requirements, as well as dogs of different breeds or with a predisposition to immune-mediated diseases. Elderly dogs, for example, naturally show a reduction in immune activity. Therefore, in animals over 7 years of age, the diet should be adjusted to contain more natural antioxidants, lower calorie content to avoid overweight, and more digestible ingredients which facilitate the absorption of nutrients. Another essential point is hydration. Water is often overlooked in the immunity equation, but it is critical for nutrient transport and cellular function. Dogs that feed only on dry food should have continuous access to fresh, clean water. A healthy and natural alternative to boost hydration while enriching nutrition is to offer natural, unseasoned bone broths that provide minerals, collagen, and easily absorbed amino acids, a true tonic for the immune system. At this point, it is important to remember, supplements are not a substitute for a balanced diet. Supplementation should only be used with the guidance of a specialized professional and never randomly. Excess of certain micronutrients can be just as harmful as their absence, leading to metabolic imbalances and overloading of the liver or kidneys. Therefore, stimulating the dog's immunity through food requires more than just changing the brand of food or adding a healthy item to the plate. It is an integrated process which respects the animal's physiology, the specific needs of each stage of life, and which considers not only what is offered, but how it is absorbed, digested, and used by the body. By understanding that the foundation of the immune system is directly linked to nutrition, it's critical to understand how choosing specific ingredients can modulate, for better or worse, your dog's health. And for that, it is not enough to look at superficial labels. It is necessary to understand how each component interacts with the body. One of the most neglected and at the same time most powerful pillars is the immunomodulatory power of functional foods. These are ingredients that, in addition to providing nutrients, play an active role in regulating the immune system, helping to balance inflammatory responses, strengthen physical barriers, and activate protective cells. Among them, extra virgin coconut oil stands out, a natural source of lauric acid, the same present in breast milk, known for its antiviral, antifungal, and antibacterial action. It helps protect the intestines and can be used in small amounts, adding flavor and protection to the dog's natural diet. Another relevant ingredient is turmeric, rich in curcumin, which has potent anti-inflammatory and antioxidant action. When combined with black pepper in a controlled amount appropriate to the species, its effect is enhanced, acting as a true immune shield. Dark green leaves, such as kale, spinach, and parsley, are natural sources of chlorophyll, vitamin K, calcium, and antioxidants. Although they should not be used as a food base, as dogs do not metabolize plant fibers like humans, they can be offered in small amounts, finely chopped or lightly steamed, helping to provide support to the liver and purifying the digestive tract, which indirectly benefits immunity. Another food group that deserves attention are natural fermented foods, such as milk or water kefir, as long as it is free of sugar, additives, or toxic fruits. Kefir is rich in live probiotics that help rebuild the intestinal microbiota, strengthening the gastrointestinal mucosa and preventing the proliferation of harmful bacteria. By regulating the intestine, the immune system is regulated. It is also important to highlight the role of cooked pumpkin, a natural source of beta-carotene, soluble fiber, and antioxidant vitamins. In addition to helping with the consistency of stools, pumpkin contributes vitamin A and compounds that support the health of the skin and mucous membranes. When the skin is whole, when the eyes are healthy, and when the gut is in balance, the whole body responds with greater endurance. For dogs suffering from chronic inflammation, allergies, or autoimmune diseases, the diet must be even more precise. The ideal is to adopt foods with low inflammatory potential and completely avoid chemical additives, dyes, artificial preservatives, and low-quality protein sources. In many cases, raw or cooked balanced natural food prepared under nutritional supervision brings superior results to processed food, precisely because it is adjusted to the physiological reality of the dog, and not to the industrial model. It is also necessary to understand that there is a difference between stimulating immunity and causing immune hyperactivity. Balance is key. Stimulating too much can provoke exacerbated responses, such as food allergies, dermatitis, and intolerances. Therefore, the introduction of new ingredients must be done gradually, observing reactions and respecting the body's adaptation time. Another strategic component in immune nutrition is the use of adaptogen herbs that are safe for dogs, such as ashwagandha, in microdoses formulated for veterinary use, reishi mushroom, and maitake. These substances act by regulating the neuroimmune axis, helping the body to respond with more balance in the face of physical or emotional stress. Factors that also directly impact the immune system. Many owners underestimate how much chronic stress, caused by loneliness, noise, abrupt changes in routine, absence of stimuli, can suppress canine immunity. And food plays a crucial role in this process. Foods rich in tryptophan, such as turkey, help in the production of serotonin, contributing to emotional well-being. Foods with magnesium and B vitamins, such as beef liver, in controlled portions, also help modulate mood and reinforce the animal's physical resilience. It is necessary to look at the dog as a complete system, where intestine, brain, and immunity are interconnected. A dog with a healthy gut, a diet rich in anti-inflammatory foods, and an emotionally stable routine will naturally have fewer illnesses, fewer trips to the vet, less antibiotic use, and a longer, happier longevity. At this point, it is also worth clarifying a myth. Not every dog with good looks is healthy inside. Many animals that eat colored and industrialized feed have shiny fur only because of artificial additives. But internally, they can carry silent inflammation, liver overload, and deficiency of essential nutrients. Immunity is not measured by aesthetics, but by the body's ability to withstand real challenges. Therefore, effective immune nutrition goes beyond offering premium food or an isolated supplement. It is about setting up a feeding strategy based on biology, science, and respect for the nature of the dog as a facultative carnivore with its own metabolic needs different from those of humans. Good nutrition is not just care, it is a form of deep prevention. When food is the medicine, the body responds with vitality. In the face of so many elements that influence the dog's immune system, the role of the tutor becomes central. Eating well is not just offering food, it is making conscious choices based on knowledge, observation, and, whenever possible, professional monitoring. And the starting point for this is to deeply know the individual needs of the animal. Not all dogs react in the same way to certain foods. Different breeds have genetic predispositions that affect the immune system. For example, West Highland White Terrier and Cocker Spaniel dogs are more prone to food allergies. German Shepherds, on the other hand, have more pronounced intestinal sensitivity, which requires extra care for the health of the microbiota. Knowing this allows you to prevent problems before they arise. In addition, factors such as age, size, lifestyle, and medical history determine how the body will react to certain nutrients. An overweight sedentary dog requires a completely different approach than an athlete dog with a high-calorie expenditure. And even within the same breed, dogs can have very different metabolisms and immune systems. Follow-up with a veterinarian nutritionist is essential to ensure that any change in diet is safe and effective. Many well-meaning owners make mistakes by adopting nutritional fads without guidance. For example, diets with excess liver can lead to hypervitaminosis A, while the uncontrolled inclusion of calcium or phosphorus can cause kidney or orthopedic problems, especially in puppies. And more importantly, the introduction of any new food should be done gradually. This allows not only the adaptation of the digestive system, but also the observation of possible adverse reactions. The ideal is to start with small amounts, maintaining a safe base already known to the dog and expanding the new ingredients in cycles of 3 to 5 days. In this way, the body recognizes nutrients and integrates them efficiently into the metabolism. Another crucial recommendation to strengthen the immune system through nutrition is the adoption of a controlled variety. Unlike the old view of repetitive eating, today it is known that food rotation, with varied sources of animal protein, functional vegetables, and good fats, promotes greater diversity of nutrients and positively stimulates the immune system. The variety also reduces the risk of sensitization to a single ingredient, in addition to enriching the dog's palate and interest in food. A fundamental factor for elderly or convalescent dogs, which often lose their appetite. To do this, it is possible to use simple techniques such as alternating between chicken, beef, and fish throughout the week, including small amounts of different vegetables, and introducing natural broths made at home. In addition to the food itself, there is a powerful tool that can be combined with nutrition: targeted, natural supplementation. Spirulina, for example, is an algae rich in protein, iron, B vitamins, and antioxidants, which can be used in microdoses to strengthen the immune system. Propolis extract, as long as it is alcohol-free and formulated for veterinary use, also has antimicrobial action and can be used with specialized indication. Another important supplement is freeze-dried bovine colostrum, which contains immunoglobulins and growth factors that help balance the immune response, especially useful in dogs that have undergone prolonged use of antibiotics, multiple vaccines, or immunosuppression. But beware. No supplement should be administered continuously and without guidance. The secret is in cycling and personalization. A healthy immune system does not depend on a single component, but on the synergy between adequate nutrition, a balanced environment, physical stimulation, and an emotional bond with the owner. And yes, affection is also immunity. Several studies prove that dogs that live in homes with attention, a stable routine, and positive interaction with their humans have better immunocompetence, more stable cortisol levels, and a lower incidence of chronic diseases. The affection, touch, presence, and respect for the dog's nature are part of the invisible menu that strengthens the body and mind. Therefore, when thinking about boosting your dog's immune system through nutrition, think about balance. Think variety. Think quality. Replace excesses with strategy. Swap improvisation for guidance. Invest in real food appropriate to the species, adapted to your dog's reality. And remember, the immune system is not built in a day. It is strengthened every day. A spoonful of broth today, a balanced plate tomorrow. Always be careful care. This is how lasting health is built. This is how to prevent it. That's how you love. If this content helped you, leave a like, share it with other tutors, and subscribe to the channel to receive weekly tips on nutrition, health, and animal welfare. Activate the bell so you don't miss the next videos. Have questions? Write in the comments. We'll respond with affection.